What's going on, everyone? It's Michael with Nocturnal Simulations, and today we are going to embark on a Scenic commercial flight. We'll be leaving Missoula and heading over to the beautiful Seattle. Fortunately, the sun is already setting on us, so we need to hurry up and try to get out of here. If you find any joy in this stream or any of the other previous content, please show your support by hitting that like button and dropping a comment below. It definitely helps us out. Plus, super chats are active, along with the Buy Me a Coffee link below, and we are truly grateful for any donations that you contribute. So with that, let's hop back into the cockpit. Tonight we've got Mike, Ken, and Ghost in here with us, and with that, we will jump back in there. Oh, I always hit the wrong button. Okay, I'm back. Alrighty. So, haven't really set anything up in here. Let's go ahead and pull the flight in from SimBrief. We're going to ignore this time, but in our own time. It is currently 0001 Zulu, so let's move this up to 0015. Update. There we go, got 14 minutes to go. Ground surfaces. Don't even have the APU on yet, so let's get the PCA on. And we will go ahead and load the airplane so that now that we got some air flowing. Looking like 180 people are flying tonight. It's gonna be a full airplane. And 8,727 pounds of cargo along with 15,000 pounds of fuel. So let's go ahead and load that. ADIRs are already on, so let's go ahead and get the crew supply oxygen on, do the APU test along with the engine test for our fire system. Oh, that's good. Let's get the fuel pumps on. Master switch on the APU. Wait 3 seconds and start. Emergency lights are armed. No smoking is on, seatbelts are off since we are fielding the aircraft, nav lights are on, and that's it top. Looking back down, let's go ahead and get our artificial horizon set up. APU's coming online. FMGC, we did do the nav update earlier today, so we are up to date on that, and we are flying with the CFM 56 engines today. Init page, init request. Let's pull that flight plan in from SimBrief. And we are going to be flying with our virtual airline today as Delta 929. Cost index, looking at the OFP, is 15. Cruise altitude is going to be 360. Negative 57 degrees at cruise. Winds, we'll go ahead and pull those in. Wind request. Oh, that's pulling in. Let's get some light going on in this cockpit. It's kind of dark. I'm sure that's just going to get worse and worse for you guys to see on the stream, since it's a little darker than what I see. Alright, winds are pulled in. Let's clear that message out. And it looks like we're going to be departing on runway 12. There is no departure. Something we will need to pay attention to. We will fly the no-SID. Expecting runway 12, like I said. And if we look at the charts here on Navigraph, or the terrain at least, runway 12. You loaded a SID? It didn't call for one of mine.
I had in Navigraph had a bunch of choices. I picked the Victo one.
Oh, well. So we're taking off 12, so we're taking off to the southeast. There is quite a bit of terrain around this airport, so what we're going to do is do a right turn to the south, and then we will vector ourselves back in. Whoa, I did not mean to spin that all the way around. Vector ourselves back in up to MLP. Up this way. Go ahead and insert temporary. And then our expected arrival, runway 16 right on the Glasser 2 with the MLP transition. So 16 right. Cluster 2, MLP, insert. All that's up and running. We'll leave this flight plan discontinuity in here because we're going to vector ourselves in back to MLP. And what that should look like on the nav here is it's not going to look like we're have any flight plan out of this airport. So when we finish vectoring ourselves to the south, basically going to depart and head to the 180. Then we'll do a turn and do a direct through the MCDU to MLP and see where that takes us. Current weather. We take a look at NavGraph here. Winds are calm, visibility is 10 miles, vertical clouds at 6,500, a ceiling of 6,500 above ground level. Temperature is 11 degrees Celsius, dew point 1 degrees Celsius, humidity 50%, altimeter 2988. And anything in the remarks section? Nothing of note. So let's go ahead and get that altimeter in there. What did I say, 2988? Yep. And we're climbing straight up to our cruise altitude since we're not on a departure and not on a VATSIM tonight. We have been flying quite a bit of that lately. If anybody wants to join us on that, feel free to join the Discord and try to catch us. 360. Alright, let's get the lights on for this a little bit more. Oh, they're already maxed out. Okay. Let's see where we're at with the loading of the aircraft. 180 expected, we're at 102. Going to turn on our predictive wind shear. Go ahead and go to auto into mode C. Normally, if it were on VATSIM, I'll just turn that to on, just to make sure they can see us on the ramp. And we'll put in some imaginary number, 6536. TARA is just the TA right there, standby. And I believe that's all we can do until we get our airplane loaded here to confirm our CG, but we can look at the operational flight plan and see what the expected weight is. What's going on, Diesel? How are you tonight? So, zero fuel weight, 1376. Let's go to the edit page, tab over. 137.6. And a block fuel of 15. That'll give us the landing weight. 146.3. Ooh, that's really heavy. So what I like to do is go ahead and put this into the landing calculation. What I said, it was 146.3. That way I don't have to worry about it later and it's already there. Ready to go. Typically it's close enough. If there's a big discrepancy, we'll adjust it if we need to. And we will expect to have low brake, full reverse on runway 16 right. Can't do the performance yet since we're waiting on the plane to finish loading. That'll be up next. Departing runway 12, it shows 11 here just because of a database. I'm not sure where the Fenix pulls all the runways from, or all the performance calculations from, but over time the magnetic north does shift, so they relabel aircraft or airport runways occasionally. Alright, so we can actually do this. I forgot about this feature. Sync load sheet preliminary plus 2,000 pounds. So max takeoff weight, percent. Packs, we normally leave them on. We are at 3,200 feet, so it's not too big of a deal. I think the live weather. And we can do the preliminary performance calculation here. Let's see what that spits out for us. 44, 46, 47. 147. And then flaps are 1 down to 51 on the flex. $52 on flex. Just confirm 51 on flex. That's why we confirm. Alright, 44, 46, 47, 44, 46, 47, 1 down to, and 51 on flex. Alright, got that. So let's go check the status of our boarding. And we are almost complete. We'll see how close that those final numbers were. Diesel, when are you going to start joining us on Sunday nights? 3 more passengers, 2 more passengers. Come on, get those overhead bags. Let's go. Yeah, I thank GSX for that one. I'm not sure there's any Delta gates here, actually. I didn't see them when I poked my head around earlier. There's not very many gates here to begin with, so our options were limited. We're borrowing United's for today. Alright, boarding is complete. 0 fuel weight 1375. Let's go back over to the end page, see how close we were. 1376. Let's go ahead and change that to 137.5 and go ahead and get the CGN of 29.7. Oh, that error or that bug is annoying. Shouldn't change too much on that end performance. I don't think it's going to change anything on the performance, but we'll double check. Right, sync load sheet final. Calculate. 444646. Actually, it changed our V2 speed ever so slightly for 100 pounds. Interesting. 1 down 0.3. Just shows you how sensitive these calculators are. And a flex of 53. Oh, I know why it changed so much. It actually did the preliminary plus 2,000 pounds, so we were 1,900 pounds off. Okay, so I believe we are pretty much ready to go, guys. How are you guys doing?
I'm
pushing.
Pushing. Ah, Ken's the first one out of the gate. Look at that. He's on it tonight. What were you saying,
Getting out of
Cameron?
the way so y'all can go ahead.
What'd you say, Ghost? Cameron?
I'm pushing.
Okay. Mike, how you doing?
Start my APU. I'm pushing
All right. Who's
2 minutes.
Who's the got a Jesus plane or something over here? You just started floating and hovering.
I mean, that's GSX for you. You're just gonna have to work with it.
Oh man,
You-
it was
With
perfect
GSX
timing.
too, you'd be doing the same exact thing.
Oh, I know. I've done my fair share of nose willies on VATSIM with GSX. Let's go ahead and dim these displays just a little bit so we don't have such a bad backlight. Oh, if anyone's ever curious about what I mean by LED display backlighting bleed through, this is a perfect example. So if you see that kind of whitish background, you don't want to see that on a good monitor. You want it to be this dark, but with full color. So I'm always complaining about that, about gaming monitors, and with the Pimax recently, the video I mentioned that. That's what I'm talking about. If you got a screen with HDR especially, and a good backlighting system, then it definitely helps. Like I said previously, I used the LG C2 monitor, or TV actually, 48 inch. Absolutely love the thing. Alright, so I got everyone around me pushing. I'm going to push straight back. Mike? Alright, so let's go ahead.
Let me look at the
Ground
chart.
services. Well, I'm just going to do that so you have room to, we can turn however we need to. Definitely need to join these flights. I wanted to tonight, but I got to get to bed early Thursday nights and Sunday nights. Ah, that sucks. I understand that though. Alright, we're 1-2, so we're gonna want to do a 180, which is not a big deal. I was just trying to push and get away from the terminal a little bit. Alright, so let's get the PCA off. Let's get the APU bleed on. Turn external power off. Confirm everything overhead looks good. It does. Beacon is turned on. Shut the doors. Remove the chocks and cones and remove the GPU and let that jetway get out of here. Go ahead and connect the tug. I got Cameron and Ken over here on top of each other. Or it looks like Cameron backed into Ken.
Absolutely.
Alright, let's go ignition on. Going straight back, parking brake off, and start. Engine number 2.
I'll push nose right. You guys keep flickering in and out of view. I got to see Cameron bouncing up and down like he's on a trampoline for a little bit there.
Like he was breakdancing.
I'm going to do a nose right here too, Mike. We can do some
Mike,
synchronized
my
turning.
steering problem on this thing. It still will not steer.
Actually, I'm just going to stop right here. And get this thing turned around pretty easily. Alright, parking brake on. One good engine start. Should come available here shortly. I heard everything click in just a second ago.
Well, mine just is having the issue of not wanting to start now.
Alright, engine 2 is available. We can disconnect the tug. Let's go engine 1. Arm speed brakes. Let's go flaps 1. Max brake for takeoff.
Come on.
We need to do a 180 here. I don't want to get all up in Mike's business. But we got plenty of room to turn. Engine 2's coming on. He was actually in an A320 today. Where'd you fly to? Engine 1's coming up. EGT is rising. Start the chrono. Engine 1 is available. Go ahead and turn the APU bleed off and master all off. Seatbelts. Should have turned that on a minute ago. Blew in the JFK. Oh, I've actually never flown in the JFK. Get Cameron over here doing his breakdance.
Well, gonna have to get over that. Well, I can get GS6 off me.
Alright.
Can't even start my engines.
Full pressure. And oil quantity is good, although oil number 2 is a little bit lower than number 1. It's interesting. Temperature is good. Alright, let's check flight controls. Right rudder, left rudder, full up, full down, full left, full right, and let's get the trim down 0.3. Alright, we are 1 minute into our engine warm-up. Ignition off. Let's brighten this up just a little bit more for you guys. It's busy, really busy. Oh, I can only imagine how busy that place is. How's it compared to Atlanta? Have you flown into Atlanta? Alright, let's go ahead and get our track IR on, and normally we wait 2 minutes, but we'll go ahead and start scooting around here. Alright, I am doing a 180 to my right. Parking brake off.
Tell me when you turn right on Alpha, and I'll start moving at that point. Eventually, sure it'll show up.
I'll tell you when I'm on Foxtrot. How about that?
Alright.
Don't want to turn too fast with the nose cocked to the right so hard. Otherwise, you can end up blowing out your tires. Taxi lights.
And breaking your nose gear.
Yep. Runway lights and strobed auto. Alright, let's go ahead and do our takeoff configuration. Normal.
Engine 1's coming on.
Should be a beautiful
Right.
departure. Alright, Mike, I'm turning left on Foxtrot.
All right, I'm on the rope.
Limestone 5.
Right on Alpha, then we'll hold short runway 12.
I guess the next thing is to find a new airport for Missoula.
What, scenery?
Yeah.
I think I actually looked to see if there's any free ones, and I didn't see anything. Let's go ahead and check the cabin. Finish up our ECAM checklist there. And we're going to want to depart on 117 and then do a right turn to 180. So we'll fly runway heading and then follow the flight director to 180. Alright, I don't see anybody on approach, so let's go ahead and get TCAS on. Terrain,
Cameras that you rolling.
landing lights,
Right there.
takeoff lights, and strobe auto
Yeah.
or on.
Well, I got an issue now. My rudders aren't working.
I've got an issue. I've got a dog under my feet. Where'd you come from? Who let a dog into the cockpit?
That your emotional support animal.
Yeah. Alright, runway's clear to the left. Clear to the right. Let's go.
And you already in the air?
No, I sent you a message. You didn't see it.
Oh, sorry. Ah. Okay. I'll message you back here.
Alright,
I'm
50%.
down a
doing it now,
minute.
but it's not steering like it should.
Nose pressure. Engine stabilized. Flex. Flex SRS.
I'm looking for it, Ken.
I looked through everything, but I couldn't.
Aeronauts release forward pressure. Come up on V1 and rotate. ECAM looks good. V1, rotate. Keep that below 12 degrees or you get a tail strike. Alright, off the ground, positive rate gear up.
But
Okay, for some odd reason my rudders aren't working.
and real quick, go to PMG
Just
setup. PMG setup. Options.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Hang on, let me stop my taxi here. Hang on. On.
Let's head to 180. Let's get above this terrain.
All right, set up and on options, okay?
Levers to climb.
Simulation. Page 7.
Performance.
Simulation. Page 7.
Disarm ground spoilers.
Okay. See, it's set to rudder only. I haven't changed it though.
Right. That's where I have mine set.
Did you have a rudder only versus rudder and tiller?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so that 180 is perfect.
So it should be rudder and tiller.
Alright, coming up on that speed, get ready to put flaps up.
That's where you had it. We changed it to rudder only.
Speed.
That made it work for you.
Alright, S speed, flaps up.
I
And
wonder
we're
what
s-
happened because I haven't messed with it. I'm sorry. Be quiet.
You're fine. Speeding up here. Let's wait till we start getting above this terrain before we do any sort of directs. Terrain showing around 10,000 feet, so we got a little ways to go. Levers are asymmetrical. There we go. I fixed that.
Ken, can you fly?
I'm taxiing. I'm gonna see what happens.
You can see on the weather radar here, we are flying in that little gap.
Is everybody airborne now?
I am. I don't know if anyone else is. Highest terrain on the radar is 8,900 feet, so we are getting close to the top of that. Yeah, go autopilot. Check out that sunset. See the tops of the mountains are right there. 10,000 feet, landing lights come off, and we can get a little bit of performance back. It is very nice, Xerox.
All right. Everybody's up.
I'm up. I'm up.
Cameron, you
Either
airborne?
am
Let's go ahead and prepare our direct to MLP. Should have us do a right turn. Yes, that is lifetime.
No, I'm not in the air.
Should be.
Issues
Now you got me
with
doubting
my,
myself.
rudder controls.
Yes, everything's live. We are well above the tops of the mountains here, so let's go ahead and insert our direct to MLP, do a right turn over the mountaintops.
I'm heading south through the valley. I'll be turning west over the peaks and then north to MLP.
It was having breakfast at our local airport here. Are you talking about here as in Missoula? And it was pea soup. Couldn't even see anything beyond the windows today. Oh, wow. Should have flown out here this morning. That would have been, assuming you're talking about Missoula, that would have been interesting. Let's hop outside the cockpit, see if we can't, oh, Columbus, Indiana. Okay, Indiana.
I thought you said he was having pea soup for breakfast.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Nope, sounds good. As long as there's some ham in it.
Gotta have the ham.
What a beautiful
Absolutely.
guy right now.
Absolutely.
Oh, nothing's working.
Some nice screenshots there. Seems a bit early for the sun to set on the west coast. Well, we did lose an hour of daylight last night, so it's that time of year where we're choking down a bunch of vitamins to stay happy. No sunlight. Yeah, goodbye daylight savings time. I would prefer it be dark all the way up until like 10 a.m. and have all the sunlight in the evening when I get home from work. That is my preference. Others may disagree with me. Ooh, that coffee is hot. Coming up on 18,000 feet, we will go over to a standard pressure once we get there. Not a huge deal in our climb. We could swap over right now, technically, but we'll wait till we get to 180. Is everybody up in the air and happy? Mike, you said you were heading to the south. Did you get over the mountains yet?
I'm about to head west. Sorry, I take that back. I'm about to turn westward over the peaks. And then turning north to MLB.
You say turning left?
No, I'm turning west, turning right to the west.
Oh, okay, okay.
And I'll be turning northwest up to MLP shortly.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the 7-3 had this departure for some reason.
Oh, see, I probably had the option to do one of those departures, but didn't look on Atlanta to see what they were. Forgot about the time change. Yeah, it's my least favorite time of the year. I need to set up hotkeys so that we can go to the wing view a little easier. Make sure we got everything cleaned up real quick. Strobes, auto, runway, all these lights are off. Everything up top is happy. Seatbelts we can go ahead and turn off. It's nice and smooth. Spoolers are disarmed and everything else looks good. So let's go check out the wing view. Let's go with the left aft. Oh, you know what we need to do actually is turn off the lights in the cabin. Now we can go back to the seat and enjoy that. There we go. That's nicer. Looking at Atlanta, Mike, you pretty much followed exactly what I did.
Yep. Yeah, when you said what you were going to vector yourself on, I was like, I didn't say nothing because it was like, yep, that's the, basically the departure.
Mike and I were having a little bit of fun earlier. We were turning all the systems off in the airplane and doing circuits. It's pretty easy to realize how much you rely on all the autopilot and everything inside the airplane when you suddenly don't have any of it.
You still had auto trim though.
I mean, I could have turned that off too.
Can
I
you?
just chose not to.
Is that something you can turn off?
Yeah.
No.
I forget which. Let's go back to the cockpit real quick. Where is that switch?
And truth be known, you weren't being completely honest because we did not turn off all the systems. You did. I continue to use the auto throttle crutch.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It was too much.
See,
for me.
nobody would have known if you wouldn't have said anything.
Be honest there. I was overwhelmed.
Where is
But
that
that
auto
was
trim
fun.
switch? I've lost auto trim in the Phoenix before. If anything, I could probably pull the breaker. I think it's in one of the protections or something.
And it looks like you're right
Don't
behind me.
See.
Yeah, I'm going to Mike Lima Papa.
I'm not sure how you would turn flight control. Oh, here we go. Flight control, electric, ELAC. Probably one of these up here. I'm not sure what these do specifically without looking it up. But there is a way to turn it off. That $1 million view right there. Xerix, were you traveling for fun or for work? I used to do quite a bit of travel and typically flew Southwest on Delta. Actually, Mike, your departure has you going much further south than me. I'm sure there's some terrain limitations that, some rules that are broke there. Oh, looks like we lost Cameron. Where'd he go?
He
bowed
couldn't get
out.
off the ground. He backed out.
Oh, must not have heard that. Alright, so while we were cruising here, let's go ahead and take a look at our charts. Do a little bit of tracking on our flight with the Navigraph flight data right here. Let's take a look at our Glasser 2 arrival. Looks like it has us, don't see any crazy restrictions. Going to be crossing below 14,000 feet at Woody. Be the first restriction I see. Oh, hang on. Jackson's got one. Completely missed this big black box right here. Turboprops, 250 knots, cross and maintain 10,000. After Jackson, we got Woody below 14,000, and then Heather, we need to cross and maintain at 12,000. Go ahead and change our airports up here. Take a look at the chart. Approach is going to be 16 right. Go ahead and pin that chart, pull it up. Fano altitude is going to be 1900. Go ahead, Mike.
We're landing south. The Heather, they have that restriction of cross and maintain 12,000 if you're landing north, but we're landing south.
Did I miss that too?
I've run into this coming into Seattle before. So do we go down to Heather and then vector north into the approach? Or do we cut it off? Maybe at Jackson and cut across?
Well, this said
Woody and Heather?
cross and maintain 12,000 at Heather. And then we're going to be landing
We're landing south.
south. we look at the ILS, we would want to vector to the north on the
Yeah,
down, right,
or
left
in
downwind.
Yeah. Okay. So do you want to do that full downwind, or would you, in this situation like this, maybe go from Jackson direct to the approach? Since we don't have ATC telling us what to do, would they?
I'm going to see,
I mean, I don't.
because looking at the altitudes here, if we have to cross Heather at 12,000, and then we vector ourselves to the north, we got to lose at least 7,000. Or, I'm sorry, get down to 7,000 at Zicro. So we'll see where we get to, and then when we get to an appropriate altitude, we can vector ourselves in.
I think this restriction they have on the approach at Heather for 12,000 is for traffic and not for terrain. If I had to guess, because it's only applying to jets going further south to come in and land northbound.
Yeah, once we get past Jackson, the altitude, I mean, the mountains around that area are around 5,000. So if we wanted to, we could probably just go from Jackson to one of the fixes on the ILS. It's not a bad idea. Or
That's what I did.
for the fun of it, we could do the vector.
It'd be more fun to go down vector, turn north.
Yep.
Do the downwind like you said. I just landed here in Seattle yesterday on this same exact approach, actually.
Oh, okay.
And I was pressed for time, so I just went direct from Jackson right into the southbound approach.
Yeah, what I did yesterday, I was doing a test on this flight, and I actually departed Woody and went straight to a fix. Because I had another pilot, I was on VATSIM, so I had another pilot to contend with. It was when he was catching up to me. I don't know who I was talking to at the time. Either you or Ken. I don't remember. Oh, it was Ken. Ken was here. You had that game to go watch. How you doing, Ken?
I'm great. How about yourself?
Doing good. Alright, we just got past MLP a few minutes ago. Looks like we're about 80 miles from our halfway point. Definitely chasing that sunset tonight, though.
And you and I are in a neck and neck race to MLP side by side.
I just saw that.
Converging on it.
Just saw that on Valanta.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about cutting that corner.
Maybe I'll cut. Oh, I'm gonna cut the corner over to GEG just to keep separation, so we don't end up on
When I'm
top
going
of
to
each
cut
other.
the corner and go straight to Temple.
Oop, oh, all right. You do that, then I'll stay on the nav track. Let you get ahead of me then.
You were gonna have a mid-air at
Who's
this
going
point.
first?
Well, let's have some fun. Come on, Mike, let's go with it.
All right. One of us is gonna have to speed up or slow down or something.
Please take this stuff so seriously.
You know what? Here, let's do this. I'll
Rock,
take
paper,
the
scissors.
left side of the runway. You take the right side of the runway. Well, let's just do a side-by-side landing.
Well, they do have the center runway. You could do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to see how it works out. You know, maybe, we can do a little wingtip to wingtip stuff on the way in.
Just the tip.
I was just gonna say that. You beat me again.
2 for 2.
Yep.
Michael 2, Mike 0. What lake is that below us? Lake Oh, heck, I have no idea how to say this. Lake Coeur d'Alene? Coeur d'Alene? Maybe?
Oh, Coeur d'Alene.
Coeur d'Alene? Okay.
Coeur d'Alene.
Sean, I have the Delta livery as usual. I fly for a virtual airline and required to have one of the partner liveries at a minimum. I guess we could mix it up some and use one of the other liveries sometime. It's not a bad idea. How you doing, Sean? This livery is based off a real-world livery. I think you can actually look it up still. I believe it's still in service. November 361 November Whiskey. Favorite airliner livery ever? Ooh, that's a tough one.
Southwest has got some crazy ones going.
Well, if you want to go with artistic, Southwest has some awesome ones. And I've actually flown on a few of the Southwest ones that were pretty interesting. Let's see, I like just the general style of JetBlue. Yeah, you can't go wrong with the silver American Airlines. That's definitely a classic. I'm trying to think of the name of the airline. They have like that, almost like a checkerboard pattern, but it's not red and black. Similar to the pattern I have on my C-152. Who is that? That's a pretty cool one.
Really, I like the Alaskan Airlines.
Alaskan has a good one.
And had all the romper room polka dot livery on this plane the other day. That was pretty cute.
Doing a little research here, trying to remember who I'm thinking of. Old Delta or American Airlines Silver. You like the old Delta one, really? The big bar across the side of it? Not a huge fan of that one. Let's see here. Here, let's do this. Let's do a little search. That one, yeah, see the jet blue? Blue's my favorite color, so probably has something to do with it. That one's pretty cool. I like American Airlines general livery with the big American flag ish rudder. KLM is nice. I will agree with that. Virgin has a pretty cool one. I think I like it when they have something different on the tail. Oh, that's an interesting Alaska. Pixar Pier. Oh, that's cool. Get Woody, Buzz. What was the female for Toy Story? What was her name?
Jessie?
Jessie. Was it Jessie? Can't remember if it was Jessie or not. What's up, Peter?
Peter Rhinos.
Peter.
What up, boys?
What is that female cowgirl in Toy Story? What's her name?
Jesse.
Jessie. Okay. There you go. All right, Mike. Michael 2, Mike 1.
2, Mike 1.
Oh, here we go. Look at this Star Wars livery from United. That's cool.
Oh, we gotta see that one.
Let's see what else we got here.
Oh, that is cool.
ANA. ANA has a Star Wars one also. That's awesome. I used to have a Qantas 747 model as a wee lad. Love the kangaroo. Oh, yeah, that would be cool. Eva Air.
The Star Wars ones are real?
It looks real. It looks like a 787. Oh, here you go. Yep, that's real. Oh, what is this? Check that one out.
That's pretty awesome.
Southwest That is not my favorite Southwest livery. It's for Florida, of all things. Interesting. What else we have here? Anything catching the eye? That is butt ugly.
Oh, yeah.
What is this thing? Looks like a Hawaiian or something. Southwest. Amua? Amua 1? Sounds like it might be something from Hawaii.
It's very Hawaiian.
It does. What do you think about the Desert Southwest livery?
Are you guys on the East Coast server or the West Coast?
East Coast.
I see you out there.
Oh, no, I do not like that. Do not like that one. What else we got? Shark Week. That's cool. Breeze has a nice livery. Oh, Star Wars, Disneyland, Alaskan Airlines. That's cool. That would be pretty cool. I wonder what it costs to paint a livery that detailed. Yeah, no bueno. Yeah, no, I agree. When I was at Oshkosh, somebody had a private jet that had Star Wars, Star Trek, something else all across the airplane. It was really cool. I think I actually posted a picture of it in the Discord. I'd have to look. Show more results. Let's look at best airline liveries. See what the internet thinks. Finnair, that's kind of a cool one from Finnair. Ethan, Manchester City. That one's cool. Yeah, I like that pattern on the tail there. Some more.
I don't like the stripy liveries, like that green and white striped one you passed by.
Green and white stripe.
And it's just a whole bunch of concentric rings all the way around the fuselage going back green, white, green, white.
Oh.
Condor.
Oh, look at this, the big cheese. Captain, my captain. Lou,
Nice.
or Mile High Club. Initiation
Because
chamber.
See, there's a Packers one.
The Airbus Beluga.
Yeah, Sean, that Orca one's like really goofy looking.
Yeah, I like the, I saw this the other day, where they got the big stripe with the big smiley face. That is pretty creative. And then you said
That's nutty. Oh, that's crazy.
Southwest.
That's an airplane transport, right?
Oops. Yeah, they ship the, well, the Airbus, they ship, I think, fuselage parts for like the A320, similar to what Boeing does, I believe. Oh, that's cool. SeaWorld. Yeah, it is. SeaWorld Adventure Parks, definitely a sponsor. Here you can get you a little plushie. I need that.
Don't you have one at your feet right now?
He has currently walked away, so... we have about 80 miles, top of descent. 100 miles. New JetBlue livery. You got a new one, or are you talking about the one I was pulling up earlier? This one right here. Oops, wrong screen. This one right here. Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, I like that
JetBlue
one.
and Spirit. Yeah, that one? Okay. I do like that one. Not a huge fan of this boxy pattern, but of what the one I just pulled up there, but I do like the new JetBlue one. Let's look up the ugliest
Mike.
airline livery.
Mike, I think I have your glitch because I don't see nobody.
Hopefully,
I was
when
seeing you.
the next world update comes around, that does take care of our problems like they promise it will. What is this? Sports Illustrated Southwest. That's awesome. Disney World. Mickey.
Oh, is that real? The Sports Illustrated one?
I don't know.
I can't believe they would put
It can't be. No way.
bikini model on the side of the plane. It just doesn't seem.
I don't know. This looks like it's in GIMP or something being edited, so I'm not sure if that's real or not, but
Yeah.
I would be shocked if they were allowed to do that.
Yeah.
That one's
Go
not
by one with a laughing emoji there. Cathay Pacific. Wonder if that's real.
laughing emoji.
You scrolled by it a bit ago because I have a bag.
Look at this thing. It's got a beak.
Yeah. That's in the sim.
That is?
Ken had that as a livery one time we were flying together.
That's hilarious. Now for the big question, what's your favorite place? Favorite place to fly to, as in like actually fly? Or are you talking about like favorite destination to go in person?
In sim or in real life.
Well, I'm not a real on airline pilot, so. Did he mean plane? Oh. My favorite plane for airliners has got to be the Fenix A320 for MSFS. Sean is your spell check. Alright. Sean is now known as everybody's spell check. Favorite plane is definitely the A320. As far as commercial, because you gotta have a plane for like every category. If we're going for bush flying, it would have to be between the 152 and the I'm drawing a blank. Kit Fox. Kit Fox is really fun. Talking single engine complex aircraft, so something with retractable landing gear. That's not a turboprop, just a reciprocal engine. Probably. As far as what I have, the Bonanza was really good from Black Square. That one's really fun to fly. And then their Baron is basically the same plane, just an extra engine. That's a fun one. I don't have their King Air, but the King Air is fun to fly. Favorite fighter jet? F-14 Tomcat. Thanks, Tom Cruise. Alright, let's go ahead and get this destination information in. Refresh METAR. Fly METAR, we're still expecting... yeah, we can say here we've got a 1 knot tailwind, so it'll be fine to stick with 1.6 right. Top Gun Classic, absolutely. Looks like we'll be okay. Let's go ahead and go to medium brake. That helps tremendously, so we'll stick with medium brake. So winds are 260 at 4. Figure out what I'm doing real quick. QNH was 29 or 71. It's pretty low.
Your Seattle winds were 260 at 4?
That's what it said. Let me compare it to
Navgraph's.
Navgraph.
150 at 5.
Navgraph confirms. F-22 Raptor, yeah, that's a pretty amazing airplane. Got to see some of those at Oshkosh. And F-35. QNH 2971, I entered that already. Temperature is 12 degrees. Winds were, what did I say, 260 at 4. Does anyone else have that issue where it comes up with like a little slidey bar when you try to click on the MCDU? Barometer, if we take a look at our chart, it is going to be our decision height of 615 feet on the ILS for the barometer. And you want to use the barometer when you can, especially if there's obstacles in front of it, because your radar altimeter or altitude, there's a big building or a big bunch of trees or something like that, or small hill in front of the runway, it could tell you your minimums are of 200 feet are incorrect. Have you tried the Headwinds A330? I have not tried it yet. I've been hearing a lot about it recently, but I have not tried it. What do you think about it? Any suggestions? Oh, you know what? I have tried it. It's just been a while. I tried it back about when it came out, so I haven't tried it since. So I probably have a really old version installed at this point. At that time, it was pretty much the fly-by-wire A320.
Yeah, it still is.
Still is. Just big. Alright, did we forget anything? QNH, temperature, winds, and barometer. So we are good on that. Get to see the F-22 Raptor in person at the air show in Atlanta a couple weeks ago. Yes, it's kind of hard to beat that roar and the, you know, the vibrations in your chest when that thing flies by. It does that 180-degree turn. Looks like it's about to fall out of the sky. It's pretty amazing. All right, what's your all's favorite? All right, we'll start with airliner. What's your favorite airliner?
Than us?
Yeah, you. Anybody in here?
Hard for me to say. I only have the fly-by-wire A320 and the PMDG 737-900. I like them both, but
Same for the fly-by-wire. That's the only one I got.
Diesel recently picked up the Fenix, and I don't think he's flown anything since.
I know Ken likes his 738.
Oh yeah, can't get Ken away from that thing.
Well, now, you know, in all fairness, I flew that A320 for a pretty good while.
Until the 738 came out.
Oh, yeah. It's by far, you know, the best model. But I've always kind of been a 737 fan.
Yeah, the fly-by-wire, I will say, is what saved MSFS for a while. Had they not had that out early on when there wasn't any other good airliners, I don't know how well things would have gone for them, but because of flying that thing so much before I got the Fenix, or the Fenix came out, I just fell in love with Airbus.
For a free plane, the fly-by-wire is really good.
Yes, it's amazing for free. I tried the
Cannot
7.
complain.
Absolutely. And for the longest, you know, it was probably the best thing we had,
Oh yeah,
in my opinion.
it was. Well, I really enjoyed the CRJ. Don't talk to Ken about the CRJ. he does love it. He just loves to hate it. I really enjoyed the CRJ.
Well, the question is, what is there to like about it?
It's a really fun plane for short hops. I like the you know, just the lack of auto throttle kind of makes it more fun to fly, in my opinion.
Ain't about bad as the ATR.
Boeing or Airbus? Airbus. I think I answered that one already, by far. Tried the 7.3 after, maybe once, maybe twice. I like fly-by-wire, but it destroys my FPS. Yeah, that is one of my complaints about it. It used to be really good in terms of FPS, but they keep adding more and more and more to it. It just seems to get buggier as it goes, and a little laggier. I haven't flown it in a while, but I normally fly it after a few months of not flying it, and then realize why I love the Fenix so much, because it just works so much better. I'm a noob, but what does the fly-by-wire or Fenix have? The default doesn't. Oh, lots of things. So the fly-by-wire uses the default nav data system, which is terrible in the sim. A lot of the MCU has a lot more features. You get VNav, you get the flypad with the fly-by-wire, and then the EFB for the Fenix. Gives you a lot of functionality. They might have some brief integration now. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what they've done. I haven't flown the default since the fly-by-wire came out. Give the fly-by-wire a try, and you'll immediately enjoy it a lot more than the default. I can promise you that. And it's free. And if you really find yourself enjoying the Airbus airplanes, then I would highly recommend the Fenix. Fenix is actually coming out with some more engines soon. They're pretty much the same performance, just it'll be different. And they're also going to have a 319 and a 321 probably next year. They've also got some more features coming out. They were supposed to have it at the end of October, but you know how those things go. Alright, approaching top of descent here. 13 miles. I'm excited for the new engine. Me too. Mainly just for the fact that it's something different to learn. Gives us options. The fly-by-wire, the Neo engines, I like the performance of those much more than the CEOs that we have on the current Fenix with those CFM engines. But Sean, yeah, the fly-by-wire has a ton of functionality that the default version does not have. Plus, pretty much everything in the cockpit works.
With the fly-by-wire, though, don't do the. They have the stable version and the experimental or development development.
I think it's just development now.
Yeah, yeah, and I'd recommend that one over the stable. Stable's way behind the curve, but the development one is reliable. I've not had a problem.
Yeah, I would recommend the same.
So many more features.
Let's go ahead and start our descent here. Yeah, for whatever reason, the stable one severely lags behind what they have in developmental. And I've never had any major issues out of the developmental one. I was running the experimental when that was still a thing for a while, but that would occasionally come up with performance bugs. It's the biggest issue I came across with that.
In my experience, the development version is very stable. I mean, well, there's a stable version also, so that's a bad choice of words. But the development version, I've had no problems with.
Yeah. Oh, I thought the CEO meant it was like a big private jet for CEOs to fly in. No, it's current engine options, what it stands for. Let's check the weather again. Valanta on the radar has some interesting looking clouds over there.
Saw that. The METAR don't reflect that, though.
No, it's got broken at 5,000, overcast at 6,000. Yeah, it doesn't really
I'm looking at those clouds up ahead now.
Looking angry.
Yeah. Let's take a look at weather inside of Navigraph and see if we can see anything we're not seeing over there. So radar. There's a little bit of rain to the west. And it's moving in to the airport, so we might get some rain. Cloud cover. Let's check icing, see if there's any icing concerns.
Oh, that's cool. Thanks for showing that.
Not seeing any icing concerns, so we don't have anything to worry about there. Visibility is good. And anything else we're really concerned about? Turbulence, maybe? Oh, there is turbulence.
Yeah, and we are going to have some rain by the time we get there.
About 15 knots of turbulence there. Yeah, it's definitely moving into Seattle right now, so it should be a fun approach.
You do that full downwind, it'll give that weather more time to come in.
Yeah, it just gives us a
Which would
challenging landing.
Opposite
God-
of real life.
Oh yeah, they might shove you in there as fast as they could. May God be
Yeah.
with you all. Sean's praying for us.
Are you guys flying VATSIM tonight?
No. Stuff to do, VATSIM with a bunch of people talking. Heck, we struggle when we do VATSIM off stream with people who are flying VATSIM. We're constantly yelling at each other to shut up.
Shoot, Ken, you're descending already, huh?
That's what it looks like.
This is a neck and neck horse race.
You sure do try to keep up with me.
It shows you both on almost on top of each other on Volante right now.
Oh yeah, super close.
Thinking about switching over to center. 16 center, I mean.
That would be kind of cool if you guys are both coming at the same time.
Alright, I'm gonna do that.
That's always fun on VATSIM when you're doing simultaneous approaches and departures with people. When should you switch to standard? In North America, or at least in the United States, it's 18,000 feet, flight level 180. So above that, you're standard. Below that, you're the local altimeter. Europe, I believe it's like 5,000 feet. It's really low.
Yeah, and also it varies from country to country too.
Yeah. Excuse me. First and second officer are now asleep behind me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They are off duty.
Yeah. What the heck, guys? Normally they're locked out of the room because other people are home, but nobody else is home right now. Alright, this should be entertaining once we get down to these cloud layers here. Go and get that terrain turned on because we will be descending over some mountains. Pet armadillos. I got guinea pigs. They just free roam. Stinky little boogers.
It was a little messy, but I think I got myself set up for 16 center appropriately.
It can be a little challenging sometimes to get swapped. Alright, so just to confirm again, Heather, we're going to be at 12,000 feet. Go ahead and get our constraints turned on. Interestingly enough, it doesn't say anything about Woody on there. Below 12,000 is what the arrival chart says here. We're looking at 11,000. This has me at Heather at 4,676 or 78 feet. Oh, sorry, 4,878 feet. Interesting. It didn't pull in the constraints. It's got the speed right, but the altitude's not right.
Well, that Heather constraint, I think, again, is...
Does it say it somewhere on the chart?
That 12,000 constraint only applies if you're landing north. Like if you're going down and going to land on like 3-2.
I don't see where it says it on the chart, though.
Here, I'm going to share my screen just so you can see what I'm looking at on the chart.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, landing north. Sorry, I completely missed that. Like a Dumbo. Sorry. So, okay.
Hey. Don't call yourself that. Not nice.
At least no one else called me that. Alright. Michael 2, Mike 2. We're gonna have a tiebreaker here soon.
I might have to slow down because I'm getting ahead of Ken now. Somehow. If we're going to get our handhold landing here on 16 right and center.
Well,
how are you going to fly that approach? You go into Heather and then what?
Well,
There you go. Sorry.
things have changed since Mike proved me wrong. Diesel says, I have to leave early tonight. I'm going to get a shower and then off to bed. You'll have a great night, and don't forget the butter, waffle, and pancakes. See ya. See ya.
See you, Vin.
But
See what I did there?
So,
I
what are y'all planning to do on the approach?
well, things have changed. Let's go fix the altimeter real quick. And we are looking at 2871. Come on, scroll. Alright, so I pretty much have I go from Heather to Bugney at 3,200.
And you're landing on 16 right?
Correct. So we no longer need to do the really long downwind.
You go in Heather direct to Bugney?
Bugney, yep.
I don't even see Heather on the plate. I'm looking for it.
Heather is on the arrival.
Oh.
It's southeast of Bugney.
Huh.
Why is your speed lower than the minimum pink triangle at the moment? Learning the A320. So this is the range that the plane will follow. The target is the triangle, but if it has good reason to be lower or higher, it automatically will do that for you. It tends not to go outside that range unless you're really far off your glide slope. It's part of the VNAV.
Michael, I've switched to 16 center to land on, so
Okay.
I'm not seeing the same approach waypoints. Are you going down to Heather and then turning northbound left downwind, and then
Was actually looking at that. I was about to say I might do a direct to Bugny a little early, so that it's less of a 90-degree turn.
like maybe from Woody over, something like that?
Yeah, you could do Woody. Which I'm about to get to Woody, so.
How about from Glasser?
Glasser? I mean, you could. It's just a little early.
Yeah, but it's still going to set you up.
Yep.
As long as you have terrain clearance.
Yeah. And I just passed the mountains of concern, so I will probably do a direct to Bugny at Woody. Which I am pretty much at Woody, so let's go ahead and do that. To direct. Wait, what did I do? Direct Bugny. I hit Woody instead. Shoo. There we go. Alright, so now we are well above our glide slope, so let's go ahead and pull in some speed brakes. And let's get our mini speed brakes in by pulling our landing lights down. See if that fixes us. Alright, the little zigzag line right here, that's showing us where we'll get back on the glide slope appropriately. So it's catching up pretty quick. And you'll see once this line right here gets closer, this dot will go back up to the center. And there it goes. So we can start retracting the speed brakes slowly. And here, Sean, you see that we're at the upper limit, close to that top bar. Which we're below 10,000 feet, so we need to try to stay at 250. We're a little over at 255 right now. Not a big deal, but still got a little speed brake in. We were doing medium brakes. And once I retract the speed brakes, which it looks like I can now since we're back down to 250. Once again, you want to do it slowly so that the airplane just doesn't start speeding up too fast on you. We'll go ahead and arm the speed brakes for the ground. Alright, now I am in IMT. I can't see anything about 15 miles from Bugny. Should break through at 5,000. This, Sean, the D with the circle around it, that is the decel point. So you'll see the plane start decelerating right there. Starting to see the ground again around 6,500. Alright, so the cyan out here, that's water. On the terrain. What's up, Tommy? Better late than never. Yeah, you're just in time for the landing. Alright, decel point, we'll go ahead and once that gets down to a little less than 230 knots, we'll pull in flaps 1. Because this is all going to happen pretty quick here. So let's go ahead and get our landing systems turned on. And I'm seeing the ground again at 5,000. I got rain.
Alright, I'm about to turn sort of somewhat left base in from Woody. Minus
Okay.
the downwind.
I'm 5 miles from Bugny. Of course,
I
Rain,
love this way, damn it.
you are in PNY. It's always rainy here. Never fails. Alright, decel. Let's get 230 and pull in flaps on. I just want to tell you both good luck. We're all counting on you. No worries. No worries. We'll be alright. Alright, let's go ahead and pull in flaps 1. It should approach our S speed now. Go ahead and get track R reset. And arm approach. Glide slope is captured. Let's go flaps 2.
ILS is 111.7 for those flying
Yeah.
the old-timey planes.
Yeah, see, you know, you get some of that new technology. You get the 1970s, I got the 1980s. There is Boeing Field, right there in front of us. When is ideal time to hit approach button? I like to hit the approach button before I get on to the localizer.
At what point do you get on the localizer?
When you're basically straight out from the runway.
Okay.
You're in a 7-3. You don't want to hit approach prematurely. You can arm localizer first, but do not hit the approach button until you see the glide slope diamond coming down, or you can end up in an odd autopilot mode.
With the Phoenix, at least, you have a lot of flexibility. You can hit slap approach mode on whenever, and it just picks it up. I don't know if that's super accurate, but for the Phoenix, it works pretty well. All right, 1900. It's going to be our final altitude before we head down to the runway. Final approach fix. And that
Michael,
Finca will
how's the
go
visibility?
landing gear down. It's good enough.
is it?
Yeah. All right, Finca gear down, flaps 3. PMDG don't usually have to be 12 nautical miles or closer. Don't have to be 12 nautical miles or closer, or you do. And flaps 4. Flaps, sorry, seatbelts. Let's go ahead and get our runway lights and landing lights on.
And you called it. We're definitely in the weather now.
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna go autopilot off. Stop beeping. Have to be. Sorry, eating pizza and typing, no problem. So you have to be within 12 nautical miles or less.
I know back in the old days when they flew IFR, they had a cat with them.
Yeah, a what?
A cat? Kept a cat with them because if they saw the cat standing on the ceiling, they knew they were in trouble. All right, I'm 19 out. Mike, where are you?
I'm turning final. Be about 15 out. Did I get that right? No, that's wrong. Hang on.
300.
Yeah, about 12 out, turning in.
Yeah, I'm totally in the soup,
300.
Light slope.
coming through 7,000.
Light slope. Light slope.
I'll be down before you.
Light slope.
I don't know why it's yelling at me for the glide slope. It's really annoying.
Light slope.
40. 30. A320, retard.
20.
And full reverses. .60 knots, reverse off. Tap toe brakes, slow it down, get rid of the auto brakes, and exit to the left.
When did you break out, Michael?
Well above, like 3,500. APU master on, start on. Yeah, I don't know why it's yelling glide slope at me when I'm on the pappies. Happens a lot, though. And let's clean the airplane up. Flaps up. Disarm brakes. TARA off to standby. Terrain radar off. LS flight directors off. I'm going to leave the landing lights on, but we can turn the strobe off. And we're going to cross runway 16 center. Mike is nowhere to be seen, so we're going to go ahead and cross. Wasn't too bad of a landing. A little off center. The wind kind of kicked in at the last second there. But we had a landing rate of 125 feet per minute. That was pretty good.
Too shabby.
Go to taxi, help out with the light a little bit more. Yep, we always watch everybody land behind me. And then we tend to take a group photo, so we'll have the lights over here by the terminal. Take some group photos with. That's so cute. Absolutely. We have to have our group photo. It's a tradition. Sean, if you want to, you can join us. You can be in the group photo if you're jealous. Alright, let's find a parking spot that doesn't look like it's about to fall apart. With the gate being out in the middle of everything. This one looks fine.
I just made my turn at Bugney.
And we'll pretend we have ground crew telling us when to stop.
See some city lights and what I think is Boeing Field.
Yep, yeah, they get a view of Boeing Field. Nice and smooth, look at that. Alright. Parking brake on, APU's available. Engine 1 off, engine 2 off. And let's go ahead and turn the radios off. I'll turn track eye off so it's a little less laggy. And get the APU bleed on.
Airport in sight.
3 mile final, guys, for 16 center.
So we can hop out here and catch these guys real quick.
About 7.
There's Mike. Ken, you said you're 7?
Yeah.
Here's somebody on a prop airplane around here somewhere.
16.
Oh, there he goes. Who's that? Up there in a caravan. Winter's fall. It's raining like crazy in Seattle right now in real life. Yeah, I can imagine so, considering what I was flying through in the sim. We generally try to get a cool picture of everybody landing too. With the clouds behind Mike being lit up by the city, it should be a pretty good photo. A lot of the times in the darkness it gets a little hard to do any editing with. Alright, Mike, you got this. A little to the right.
Yep.
I like this
Working
free
on it.
cam. It's the drone camera built in with the sim. I use an Xbox controller. Hey, Mike, not to freak you out or anything, but your landing gear down?
Go. Go around.
Never saw your landing gear. There it is.
That's super cool. That is so cool, man. That's sick.
All right, Ken. Are you landing on right?
Yeah, 16, right?
All right, I'm gonna shuffle over here.
That was outstanding, man. Good videography.
Thank you.
What about the landing?
It was a little off center.
Meh.
Yeah, it's
It's
okay.
center.
All right, Ken. You got two off-center landings. Arguably, mine was a little better than Mike's. So I'm gonna have to actually, Mike. What was your landing rate? How about that? That's our tiebreaker.
We're looking. Hold on.
You floated for a while, so you might be pretty close. Yeah, it's a vanilla feature. If you go to your camera, and you can do showcase, and it'll take you to the drone camera. I use an Xbox controller to control everything. I fly MSFS 2020 on a PC, and BIM World Seattle is so much better looking than the vanilla scenery. BIM World. Is it BLM World?
BIM.
BIM.
Bravo Indigo Mike.
Okay. Alright, here we go. Ken's got his landing gear down.
Oh yeah, you can see that real clear.
I
Oh,
think I
there we
know
go.
where this tiebreaker is going to go.
There we go. Good job, Ken. I think you had the most centered landing.
Thank you. I had one of them off centers last time, I think.
Yeah, I was on the rudder pretty hard when I landed. Although for some reason, Ken's airplane is not making any noise. He's got that new hybrid airplane.
It's still running though.
Yeah. BIM. Okay. So I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Mike has changed liveries mid-flight from the Ukraine to United.
Yeah, just like him showing up.
Yep.
At least you can see me.
Yeah.
I'm just following the yellow brick road here. I'm not even looking at the chart, so
Follow me in.
And then I actually use Andre's, what's it called? It's like you see all these lights up here? These are not stock lights. It's Andre's airport lighting, I think.
I've got the same thing.
And it helps tremendously, especially when you go to some airport that is really poor in terms of quality.
yeah, they really made a difference in the way they look at night.
Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Let's get some cabin lights back on. Let's finish up what we're doing in here. It got really laggy all of a sudden. Stereo power on. Seatbelts have been released. Andre's
Oh, where
airport
are
lighting
y'all
mod. Yep.
parked?
What Tommy just said there, level flight simulations, Andre's airport lighting mod. I don't know if it covers every airport, but they cover the majority of them. I don't know what that button what was that? Oh, it's the autopilot button on the Xbox controller.
Okay, where y'all parked?
Let's see where you at. I don't see Ken.
I had disappeared.
Oh, there you are. Off to your right.
Yeah, take a right turn. And we're just ahead of you.
I do not see y'all.
Well,
One of those Microsoft things again, I guess.
Yeah, just don't pick the first two gates. So turn in left pretty quick.
Go right here because there's nothing inside here.
Yeah. Ah, blinded. Turn your high beams off.
Must be close, and this thing will not steer again.
Oh,
It's looking wrong,
oh,
this thing.
you got your nose wheel completely turned.
It wasn't going nowhere though.
I know that with the PMDG, if you are going too fast and try turning, it will like slide the front wheel.
Yeah, but like 5-7 knots.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
pretty.
I
It's pretty
this has
slow.
gotten bad, but it started when I switched to rotor pedals for some reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So before that, it was fine. Anyway, I'm gonna just stop it right here.
That's fine. It's good for the
I need to
pictures.
check landing rate, don't I?
Yep.
All right, Michael. Let's talk turkey here.
All right. What do you got?
34.
34. You cheated.
There ain't no way. Now, yeah,
You don't
saw how
get.
good
You
that
don't
was.
get landing rates that low, Mike. What? I picked the wrong thing
You
to
said-
judge it on.
You said it at the beginning of the stream. Look at the practice we did this afternoon. Practice makes perfect.
See if
Now,
I
look
see if I
here.
think you
Y'all
practice
killed
anywhere.
me. Mine was terrible, but I've switched to smart cars too for this one too. 317.
It's not terrible.
It felt so good though.
That's not in the 7.3. That is not in real life. That would be nobody would complain.
Oh, as soon as I
Yeah,
take a picture,
Smart
I got a
Cars
food
2
truck.
Didn't work for me the first flight I did today, so I went to Smart Cars 2 and I got a terrible result. So it's got to be Smart Cars 2, not me.
There you go. Blame it on something else.
Yeah, I know I did a good landing. I felt it.
There's a really good AI airport sounds add-on for FT Sim Plus, who make great sound packs for aircraft, but they have a really good AI sound mod for airports. Oh, really? I see. I have FS Realistic, and it has some noises and stuff, but I get tired of the shaking and vibrating inside the cockpit because you can't push the buttons.
That's annoying.
Yeah. Tommy says he can land a -34 if he floats halfway down the runway. Yeah, like Mike did. And 737-600 or less in real world parameter. Oh, 600 or less is a real world parameter. So yeah, just don't land higher than 600. You're good. AIG Manager is much better than FS Realistic.
Alrighty.
All right, so Mike won tonight. I won't let that happen again.
Yeah, I'm going to have to try not to because
Well,
we won't live
and
that
I-
down.
The night's not over, but at this stage we're Mike 3, Michael 2. But like I said, night's not over yet. I'm sure somebody else has got a flight in them.
You know, I should go ahead and give myself a 1.1 points for not using the auto throttle earlier.
That is true.
Tommy says you guys are making me want to call in sick on a Sunday. Do it, Tommy. I dare you.
Yep. Let's go.
Alright, guys. Appreciate everybody watching. I hope you enjoyed that, especially all the banter towards the end there. If you want to join in on that banter, feel free to join the Discord, and we get you all set up for flying with us sometime. With that, guys, if you enjoyed the stream, please like and comment below. That'd be fantastic. Helps with the YouTube algorithm, get this out to more people, and the more people we have, the more fun we have. So, with that, guys, I will catch you on Thursday for our GA flight, and you guys have a good night. I'll talk to you during the week, bro. Great stream. Appreciate it, Tommy. And enjoy the rest of your workday. See y'all.